We were talking anyway, so now we're live. We're talking officially now. Right. Oh, actually, no, Albert. So that must have been just a picture, not really a. Albert, can you hear us? Hillary, can you hear Albert?
I hear something. Whoa,
Okay.
whoa. I hear something like he's trying to talk, but then I wonder if there's like a delay
Yeah.
in either his connection or your connection because it sounds like he's coming in like really late.
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear some scratching noises as well.
Yeah, like
Albert.
feedback or something.
Yeah. So Albert, we cannot really hear you. Oleg, there is no real topic. The whole thing, if technology allowed us, we would just be asking questions to each other just to see where we're from, why we joined the MOOC. I mean, let's start with a question. You know, a simple question that I have. Why did you join the MOOC? What was the reason? And second of all, how did you find out about the MOOC? So let's get started with Hillary. Albert, you could chat, or you could type of the chat instead because we cannot really hear you. So if you can see there is a chat on the right, and you could be writing there. So Hillary, why did
Yeah.
you join the group, and how did you discover it?
Okay. Well, I've taken lots of classes through iVersity before. Um, I think starting back in like 2013, I took a storytelling class, and I was just like, this is amazing. So I've been with iVersity ever since, and I've just all these classes for fun. Um, and then I guess about in July or so, I came across a program that is intending to issue. Um, it tends to issue like the equivalent of a master's in business administration um, to people who are taking MOOCs. And then right around the same time, I saw your class show up in the upcoming classes in university, and so I was like, well, I signed up for that MBA program, and then I'm like, I want to take what I'm learning in this class and be able to apply it to building an artistic business, which is publishing. So I'm not a musician. I'm working with writers. Although I know eventually we will work with musicians and other forms of storytellers because we're trying to do like a multimedia stories. And so I thought your class would be so amazing to take because it's all about how to create money out of your passion, and that's exactly what I want to do. So and be able to apply that to an actual business degree.
No, that's great. I really like knowing the background, you know, of why everybody's joining, and that's really interesting. I know that we have more than 1,300 students,
Oh,
but it seems
awesome.
that around 40 or 50% of them have actually started the course, and even a smaller percent will actually finish the course till the end of the 8-week schedule. So it's quite interesting to know why people joined, what they care about, so we can keep them interested, and we can have more hangouts probably. Okay, thank you, Hillary.
Yeah, no problem.
So Oleg, right? So Oleg read a reply already. So I've got you got an adversity invitation long ago. So um, it's you participate in this cool MOOC, which is free as well. And he's asking Hillary whether Hillary, have you checked out the old storytelling MOOC? There is a MOOC on storytelling on iVersity, I guess.
Yeah. That was the one I took in 2013.
Okay.
With the I can't remember her name. She's a German lady. Um, so Oleg, if that's the same class, the redheaded German lady. That class was so awesome. It was so much fun, and it was really interactive, and that's actually what I love about. Yeah, that's right, Christina. That's right. That's what I really loved about taking MOOCs in the first place is that there was people from all over the world. Yeah, she was really cool. I have a little girl crush on her too. But it
Right.
was so neat to do like stories from all over the world. It was really cool. Uh, So, and I didn't know they were redoing it, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, I had a lot of fun taking that class.
I think it's the whole premise of MOOCs. You know, if they're successful, they will redo them in the future anyway. And we have a new person joining. The nickname is Ma One Line.
Yeah.
So, oh, hi. Can you update the video actually so we can see your face? That would be really nice.
Yeah, I was just asking. I was just trying to work that out. I'm sorry about that. Apparently, my camera is not working very well. Sorry.
Somewhere around here, there should be something like a space bar where you can click on a button.
Yeah, no, the problem is that it's actually the camera is not working. It's not a configuration thing.
No worries. At least we can hear you. So, what's your name? Your real name?
Daniel.
Daniel, where are you from, Daniel?
I'm from Brazil.
Brazil, perfect. Right, and we were answering the question: why did you join the MOOC, and how did you find out about the MOOC?
Yeah, I'm supposed to answer that too.
If you want to, in the chat.
Of course. Yeah, basically, I've done a couple of iVersities courses before, and then they just always, they find out what you do in life, and they because of all the metrics, and they said, hey, this might interest you, and for sure it did. So it's been really cool. Congratulations for the course.
I hope it's helpful so far. It's really encouraging to hear that. It's as I said before, it's the first time we launched the MOOC, so we didn't know what to expect, how the platform is going to work. So this is all more like testing, and hopefully some people will get something cool out of it. And Oleg says in the chat room, so you sing in a few bands, and you also bedroom DJ, and you were invited at EDM back in 2005. Raspberry Guy, I didn't quite get that. If you could elaborate a little bit more on that. And we got Albert. So Albert, can you talk a little bit again, just to make sure that you can actually reply back? Otherwise, it would be really great if you could write in the chat room and explain a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and why you joined the MOOC, how you discovered it. So so it seems that Albert is responding, but we don't see or hear anything. Let's see. Can you talk a little bit, Albert? This is what I love and hate about technology. I mean, you cannot really do much. If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. It's not like being in a cafe where you can just tell people, hey, can you speak a little bit louder, or just go there and shake them. Hey, I said louder. So let's see if Oleg or Albert will write anything in the chat room. A little bit of background about myself. Now you can see me without my my trademark shaved head and unshaved as well. Usually I make sure that everything looks perfect just for the image. So this is Tommy Darker. This is an alter ego of my real identity. But what is real, what is not, that's not for us to say. I'm a musician myself. I was in the military working for NATO with a lot of American soldiers, Hillary, back in 2012. And I quit the army just to make sure that I focus on my passion. Oh, sorry, Daniel, I muted you by mistake. So whenever you want to talk, just unmute yourself. I cannot unmute you. So I quit the army just to make sure that I follow my passion and my values and build a career or something out of what I love, which is music. And eventually, here we are, 3 years later after I quit the army, and I'm making a full-time living out of music-related things with my own music. I'm teaching in 2 universities. One of them is Berklee College of Music, which is a quite well-known brand in teaching. And Westminster University, where we shot the movie. So it's a great community going on right now around music and music entrepreneurship. It's around 2,000 people that are participating in monthly discussions. We have darker music talks in London where we bring an expert each month and we discuss the topic. And we're building a community basically. my vision, my bold vision, is to have 10,000 musicpreneurs all over the world in a platform that we're developing right now, so we can crowdsource knowledge. Everybody can start asking questions and replying to each other's questions. So this way, Hillary can go and ask a question about how she can make a career around her her writing, and then musicians will drop ideas. And the same thing for Daniel, for Albert, for Oleg. It's going to be a place where we're going to have a virtual Q&A with 10,000 people that are making already a part-time or full-time living. That is the vision for the next 2 years. So eventually we can get the knowledge that we want without waiting for the universities, to lower their prices, or without waiting for the blogs to eventually write a good blog post. So that is the whole vision. I don't know if you would like to make any comments on that.
That's pretty amazing.
And guys, by the way, I'm going to give you a link afterwards so you can all click on it and write your names. I want to get to know you better. Usually I don't talk like this with people that I don't know, their work or their email or where they come from. I love talking with people and knowing that behind the names or the faces there is a real person with a story. Storytelling, talking about that. So I would really appreciate it if I get to know you better. If you feel free to complete like this little survey. Oleg said, Demonia Nympha is a cool band, and I do agree. I love them. They are from my country. I'm from Greece, and they are Greeks living in London. I know them personally. So that is great that you mentioned it. And Hillary wanted to say something, but I interrupted her.
All I said was your platform sounds amazing, and what a good idea. I'd love to participate. Yeah.
It's that's the whole premise. We've been creating this community, growing organically through word of mouth. Eventually, we got the invitation to create the MOOC, and now we want to take things in a more global scale. So we have ensured funding, and we're building now the platform right now. Whoever sticks with this journey, they will be eventually invited to participate in the platform from an early stage. And whoever participates means getting engaged and engaging with the content and engaging with others and making sure that they do follow everything that is occurring. Albert, okay, so early access for MOOCians.
Yes.
Not exactly for MOOCians, but whoever really gives us their details so we can inform them about it whenever there is something new published, if they interact. So there is a way I've developed like a system where I can grade who is interacting more and who doesn't really care. A lot of people will give their email address and the name and the website and the work, but they lose interest after a while. If they do lose interest and they don't want to participate, I give them an option to unsubscribe from all the notifications and everything that is going on. If they do want to participate, but they just don't do it, then I suppose that they don't really care. So again, I'm not talking about these two groups of people. I'm talking about the people that I have their email, I know their name, I have their website, I know their work, I know them personally, probably we've chatted once or twice by Skype. These are around 2,000 people right now. And also they engage with everything that is happening. They write comments, or they share things, or they support on Patreon, which is the community around my research. So these are the people I'm talking about. If you are one of these MOOCians that finds these ideas interesting and engages more, then I'll definitely get in touch with you and you'll have this early access. Albert just left. He couldn't take it because he
non-participation things. So that's harder if you can't participate.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird and all that.
It looked like his camera got stuck or something. It was just showing like that little section of his head for like 10 minutes straight.
That was probably like a thumbnail. I don't think it was the real camera.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so we're not okay. We have one viewer as well. So, what are your questions? You've been through the MOOC for the first 2 chapters. I would like to answer if you have any questions yourself.
I guess my only real question you just answered, which was like what kind of a follow-up to this MOOC. where it's really great to learn the steps as you and is it what Stereo Mike?
Yes.
As you guys are teaching it to us, but then I was wondering like what we would do next. But you've just said you're building this platform, so that was kind of my main. So my question is like I'm coming from the perspective of somebody who would maybe like be in a position to help people like publish their stuff, because like I do have the writing with the name Virginia, but then I'm also running a publishing company. So my question is, would you be able to would I be able to then, like, I guess, advertise or just tell people, like, hey, this is, I'm in a position to help you. Can I use that platform to reach out to people?
Right.
Is that appropriate?
I understand the question. So definitely, this is going to be a platform for sharing knowledge.
Okay.
Right? So if you are an artist type of person and you are creating a business around it and you have practical insights, this is very important, practical insights that you can help others with, then you are definitely more than welcome to join the platform. That's the whole point. As a musician myself, before I quit, I was following a lot of blogs and I realized that the industry, music and arts, is full of people that talk about things that they might work in theory, but they're not practitioners themselves. And that was the whole point why I started sharing my own experiences, and this led to another thing, and now I'm teaching in 2 universities, and we're running the MOOC. Because we are looking for knowledge that is practical and has been tested by practitioners. So if you're doing all these amazing things, it could be about writing, but still, we have a lot of similar grounds on that, so you can help definitely a lot of musicians, a lot of artists. More than welcome.
Awesome.
Okay, let's go to Oleg, who's in the middle, and he is on the Skype, on the chat section. How can I use your schemes if we have no digital customer culture in Russia? Same for Hillary, Virginia. So to answer your question, so first of all, you need to complete the whole MOOC so you can understand how everything fits into and how you can create an ecosystem. It doesn't have to be strictly for digital consumers. It can be about anybody that loves your music and is going to find a way to make it happen. Obviously, knowing what the right channels are, this is going to be in favor of your business model because you will know who you're looking for and how to reach out to them. This is very important. Now, I totally understand what you're saying with non-existing digital customer culture. My brother is actually a behavioral economist, and he is doing right now a paper on that, how the European Union specifically wants to help improve the understanding of their citizens around digital purchases and how to navigate in the web. This is a big problem, not just in Russia. I think just the States, Canada, Australia, the UK, maybe some other countries in European Union, maybe some emerging markets like Brazil and India, they do understand how to use the web and how to live on the web, basically. But everybody else, more or less, they have big problems. And that's not just Russia. I come from Greece, and we know that. So just to make it clear, just wait till you finish the whole MOOC, and you will see how everything falls into place. It's not just a scheme or a structure around your business that can be used digitally. You can get inspired, definitely, to find a lot of great ideas, create your own business model that can be used either online or offline. And it's quite fascinating that the real world is called now offline. It's as if the online world is a default way of existing. If you're not online, then you'll be hiding under a rock for years. So Oleg continues to write. I'm also writing, and I have a little publishing company with no releases yet. We have some iPhone kids who can buy music, but it's a drop in the ocean. I feel you. I do get it. This is a problem that needs to be overcome and will be overcome in the future. That's why streaming services as well don't have a lot of subscribers. Still, it's a baby. The world is a baby. And I think you should connect with Hillary because you both have publishing companies. That's cool.
Yeah.
And we have Daniel. So Daniel, any questions on your side?
Actually, because it's in the beginning of the modules, the weeks. So I guess it's more a question of getting into the subject. And I actually teach at a university too, the same more or less ideas that you come around with. So so it's not completely new to me, the way that uh, thinking about the whole transition thing. But I do have everybody has their specific insights, and it's been very interesting to see, specifically because we have very different realities in music industries. So it's very interesting to compare that, to be understanding. I guess I don't have like really specific questions, but I have a few comments that I could share that I think we could be interesting. Um,
Please, yeah.
yeah, probably one of the things that we have to, most of the people that we talk to, and we go about, talking about this possibilities of this new era and how things can work out. Mostly, they always focus on one very specific thing, which is, the music, and they say, "Hey, how can I put my music, my album, my songs?" And most of the time, my biggest, I guess, discussion with them is just like, you can't think about music. You like music, you're in music, that's your thing, but it's not only music. You can't not really have the luxury of thinking about just music. So so that's one of the interesting things that we should talk about more, I guess. And what are those um, uh, other products that we could, construct around the music? And I think the MOOC surely is going to go more into that for sure. However, we haven't. Maybe it's not. It's in a couple of weeks still, I guess.
That's a great point. Actually, that you hit the nail on the head. And my question is, did you take the second week of the MOOC where we talk about the value propositions? Did you watch this video?
Yeah, I guess there's one video that I haven't watched. Maybe that's the one that you're talking about.
This is the
Yeah,
main. This is the main video. I'm talking exactly about what you're describing now. This is the video of chapter 2, where we talk about value propositions. A value proposition is what you offer of value, which is not just music, and I explain exactly that. So if you watch all these videos, I think your question will be more or less answered, because I mentioned specific examples, and I will give some more resources later on, because I analyze this in depth in my essays, where I explain that it's not just music, and this is all the things that you can give a value for people. We have some interviews with and case studies with artists later on, and you will see another case study this week when the chapter gets activated. So I think you're right. As you start progressing in the MOOC, you will see all these questions getting answered, because you are totally right. It's just about that, making sure that it's not just your music or your writing that provides
yeah.
value to people. It's about figuring out what they value as well, and what you can provide a value that is around your art.
Yeah, I actually, as you mentioned, I actually watched the value proposition video, and I agree with you. That's exactly what you talk about. But as you said, the example things, that's where we get more, specific,
Yep.
practical oriented, as you mentioned earlier.
So these are the case studies. That are all the case studies that are going to be. You will see them. I think there are three major case studies on week 8. There is another case
Great.
study this week, week number 3, and I will also. That's a good reminder. I'm going to add some of my research around archetypes and business models and examples that I've done,
Great.
and I will include them on the chapter that's going to be activated in a few minutes. So, so we have Albert. Albert, hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi. Where are you from?
He's back.
I'm from Amsterdam.
Sorry, can you say again?
I'm from Amsterdam.
You're from Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
And could you please tell us a little bit more about yourself, how you found out about the MOOC and why you joined and what you're doing?
Well, I found out about the MOOC because Sebastian Knecht, a photographer from California, introduced me. And the first course I followed was about crystals, crystallographic. Tommy?
Yes, yes, I can hear you coming a little bit broken. For me, I'm not sure if everybody else can hear clearly. You're
Yeah,
coming and going.
it's hard.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to follow, but I think I got it that a friend of yours from California introduced you to the MOOC. Is that correct?
Yeah, he introduced me.
Right. And are you an artist or a musician yourself?
Well, I play guitar since my 6th year, and I paint a lot.
Right.
So I do two things. And I build guitars and I polish gemstones and solder silver. I'm a silversmith. What were you saying?
Okay. I think I lost the last bits. It came quite broken for me. I'm not sure. Daniel, Hillary, could you hear everything? Was the sound okay?
I got most of it, but I also lost the last part.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we could help out with the chat. That would be cool.
Yes. I mean, Albert, if you could write something on the chat as well, that would be really good to have the complete picture.
Okay, I will.
Oleg, I think we might have the same similar tastes in music. Could you please write down in the chat what bands you like and what style of music you like? I think I might have some cool bands to suggest.
Okay, we will.
Okay, great. And so this was my main question. I mean, I would like to make sure that you know I'm here to reply to your questions. I receive a lot of emails. I make sure I reply within a day. That's the whole concept. Still, interactivity is something that has to be worked out. You know how it appears practically. You know, when you have more than 1,000 students that write comments and reply, send emails and messages on Facebook, etc. But I do my best to actually reply to everybody. And as you can see, we have different people with different background and different needs, and with different positions. So it's all about tailoring a course that the main content is already been recorded. So now we need to make sure we tailor it in different ways, just like discussions or hangouts like this. The last time I attempted to broadcast on Periscope, but the internet connection was not that good on Berkeley, Valencia, and it failed. But I'll try to start more chats on from home or whenever I'm traveling if there is a good connection. So I will write down my profile. If you don't know the platform, it's called periscope.tv. You can find me at Tommy Darker. I think that's the future of streaming, and just check out the platform and check out any articles around it. So here we go. We got Oleg saying black metal, digital, hardcore, screamo, Midwest emo, alternative rap, techno, speedcore, witch house, chiptune, and I gotta admit that 50% of that I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh wait, okay, me too. I'd never heard of any of that.
Which could be good, you know, because probably you know more about these styles than we do, and you have done more research. But I know black metal. I know what you mean. Screamo. I know what you mean. I don't really like it. Black metal, love it, especially from Scandinavia. Midwest emo, digital hardcore, alternative rap. I do get that. Techno. I do get it. Speedcore, witch house, chiptune. I got a lot of googling work to do. That's cool. All right, so I'm not sure if you guys would like to ask me personally anything from my experience as a musician or as an academic person, anything else, and how do you think, my main question is, how do you think we can make the class more interactive? You know, Hangouts is one way. Any other suggestions you might have on how to make it more interactive so everybody can get a more tailored and personalized course and more value out of each other's knowledge?
Could we do like a collaborative work project, like me and Oleg are both writers, and then I'm sure out of like the 1,000 people that are taking it, there's some more writers, and so like maybe if there was a chance, like over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, we could come up with some kind of a project together. Or I personally, in addition to other writers, would love to meet musicians who, like, so maybe if we came up with a story and like some musicians wanted to put music to it or whatever. So that's just one idea, but if there was just some way we could do like collaborations every couple of weeks or something, I think I would find that really enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool too, but I guess one of the, just to add in some other suggestions to what Hillary said, I guess one great idea would be a way also to put that into the context of a more market situation. Because otherwise it's really cool to create, but I think one of the goals of the course is to put that into the actual possibility of making it to the market. So that would be an interesting idea too.
Yeah, I totally agree, Daniel. I totally agree with that.
That's great. Oleg and Albert, any ideas?
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Okay. So Albert agrees with Daniel and Hillary. Oleg, we're all ears, we're all eyes for the chat. I do love what you said, Hillary, about the collaborative project. Actually, we do have a project as the final assignment, which is coming on week 4. No, at the beginning of week 5.
Oh.
So on week 5 till week 8, there's going to be homeworks, but there is going to be mainly a big assignment, which is going to be a project. 4 weeks, that is a month, right? So when you start this, the project, I was thinking that it should be a personal thing, a personal project, so it can be evaluated in an easier way. However, everything that we do is within the nature of collaboration, and we do encourage that, more interactivity, more collaboration. And when you have more than 1,000 people from all over the world with different qualities and arts, then it makes sense that there are some collaborations going on, and that's the whole point. How can you all meet each other and collaborate? This is something that the platform doesn't offer, and we have to find a way to reinvent it through other platforms. Like the Hangouts is one way for you to see each other's faces and opinions, right, and get closer to each other. So I wrote it down. I put a big plus next to it about the collaborative project. I need to discuss with Mike about it, on how we can approach it practically, because as an idea it's great. And definitely I thought about the matchmaking. We can run a survey where everybody's going to say, I'm doing this and doing this and doing this, and I'm looking for that. So I can make a list of all these tags, or who is a writer, boom, a list of all the writers. Who is a multimedia artist, who is a musician, and that. And then whatever everybody needs, we can matchmake it, we can do it manually. And that would take a lot of time, obviously, but that would be a cool thing to do. That's a great idea. These can also be good feedback for the platform to incorporate it on their functions for the next MOOCs. And that's great. They told us, give us as much feedback as possible. So one thing is the collaborative project, great idea. We'll try to take it on board. It has to do with technology. That would be the only limitation if it doesn't happen. We have 2 weeks to make it happen before the final assignment starts on week 5. Also the matchmaking and the survey on who's doing what, so you can help each other out. That is a great thing as well. And finally, I think I should be more and Mike more on Periscope and on Hangouts. Again, we don't know how many people will show up. You know, if it's just 5 people, and there is a better way to bring in touch 20 people or 100 people, we would choose the other way, obviously. So, Tanvir, hello, mate. You are from India. I know that you wrote some amazing comments and long comments, the first chapters. So, hello. Can you talk so we can hear you?
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm late because I have my maths exam tomorrow.
Oh wow! Right. Thank you for being here. If you have your exams, that's great.
I wanted.
So I'm gonna read now what Oleg said on the chat. Yes. Okay. So spread each other's products in the in each other's markets, in different countries. That makes sense. I kept a note of that too. It's all about finding the right way to do it. You know, how can we do the matchmaking when we have more than 1,000 people and we don't know who's serious, who's not, and we don't know who has something valuable to offer and who is just, you know, a hobbyist. So it's all about doing the right matchmaking. So Tanvir, just to rephrase, to reiterate the question, was so far, do you have any feedback on the MOOC? Any question for me personally, and how do you think we can make it more interactive?
Right now it just started, so I don't have any particular doubts currently, but I'm looking forward to it. So yeah.
Okay. And Tanvir, you're 16, is that correct?
Yes, I'm 16.
Right.
That's awesome.
So as you can see, we have all different, you know, kinds of people from different countries, different age, range of age. That's all amazing. The last time I checked out on the map, I think I saw at least one student from each country except for Kuwait. The last country I tried to find, you know, there was no student, was Kuwait. All the other countries, more or less, we had a student, at least one student. That's amazing. Yes. So, any other suggestions on the interactivity bits, on how to improve the platform? Specifically, yeah, go ahead, Sandra.
Are you asking me?
Yes, and everybody else as well.
Oh, okay, I was confused. What's going to come next? Because I haven't seen today's model yet, but I want to know what's like the main thing which is going to come. That you're gonna.
I think that was the first question we answered. Was what's next and when is the next module activated? So as I mentioned before, we had some technology failure. The videos were uploaded, but for some reason we couldn't, you know, watch them. I couldn't watch them. So just to make sure that everything's uploaded, I re-uploaded the videos again, and they're going to be uploaded within an hour. So I'm going to activate it a couple of hours later from the scheduled time of activation. So that, oh, hello, we have a
guest.
lady.
This is my daughter.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Her name is Ava.
Oh, hello, Eva.
Hi.
I guess she can all talk, right?
She's a little sleepy. She was just taking a nap down here.
Yeah, right.
So she just woke up and she's a little groggy.
Amazing. Hello. Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
So just to answer the second part of your question, Tanvir, so you said what's coming up next. So I was the next after the end of this, we're going to have, you know, this project in the 5th week till the 8th week. It'll be a collaborative project, hopefully, if technology doesn't fail us. But again, that will be the final practice assignment for the last month. After that, we're building right now a platform that is going to facilitate knowledge exchange for musicpreneurs and artists around the world. and that's going to be the next place. Again, I see you're very engaged with the course, although you just started. And I'm looking for people like you that are very interested in what's going on, and they engage with the text and the content as well. So we can pick these people that have practical insights and make them part of the platform. So eventually we can have 1,000 musicpreneurs and artists around the world by November 2017. That is a 2-year project. So there's a lot of work. We don't have any real job. This is our real job, you know, music and creating things around music. So hopefully everything will go all right and we're going to succeed, because what we want is for people all over the world to have access to knowledge, practical knowledge from people that have done it already and they do have a career in what they're talking about. I hope this answers your question.
That sounds exciting.
That is exciting. So
Yeah.
just to make sure, don't forget it, I'm going to put something in the chat. I'm going to put a link. So that would be really good. If you've done it already, then disregard. I think, Tanvir, you've done it. I think you've seen your name early in the beginning of the list. But if you haven't done it, it's a survey that I've added the link of. And please fill that survey so I know who you are, so I can check out your work, your motivation, why you joined the MOOC, and keep more in touch after the end of the MOOC and during the MOOC, because I'm looking for people like you that really care about what's going on and that you're willing to take things to the real world. Yeah?
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you have any other questions. That was an unexpectedly nice chat. In the beginning I was alone for 20 minutes, but then people showed up. So any last questions, remarks, Albert?
No, nothing.
Perfect. If you haven't filled the survey, please go ahead and do that so I can get in touch more with you. Daniel, any questions, remarks?
No, I guess I'm looking forward to. I'll elaborate a bit more when next time we'll chat. So I'll have a couple of ideas to put in there as, you know, question makers and comments and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun.
Right. So I'm gonna write also on Facebook and Twitter. You can find me, Tommy Darker. You can add me. So Daniel, you don't have to wait for the next time we talk. You can always email me. My email is in every announcement. Yeah.
Great.
Tommy@tommydarker.com. So you can email me and let me know, and then we can have a Skype call as well. That would be really nice.
Great.
So Oleg, we have a plan. So let's watch today's MOOC. Yes, great. I'm glad to hear that, Oleg. And yeah, please fill the survey if you haven't done so we can see your work and then see who you are a little bit more. I'll just have a picture. Tanvir, any remarks, any questions?
Not for now. I think I should probably be studying for my test now.
Right. Good luck with that. Thank you for joining us, although you have exams. And finally, Hillary and Eva, any questions?
No, I'm also looking forward to this week's class, and hopefully it's up soon. And then I just wanted to say how awesome and exciting it is to be with you all on this journey. Like, how much fun is this? And you know, I just love to see that we're like all different ages, and we're from all over the place, and we're all different backgrounds, and but that hopefully we can collaborate on stuff. I think is one of the greatest things that's happened in the last 20 years. That's changed the world and made it this amazing. That all this stuff is so possible. So it's just a real honor to be here.
That's a great way to end the chat with a very inspiring message from Hillary. Thank you, Hillary, for that. I do think so. I do think so. I agree with you. It's a great opportunity. It's amazing what we can do in the digital world, and it's still a baby. There is more to come. Thank you, Oleg, for filling the survey. There's more to come. There's so many ways of getting things done. We just need to be inventive and use the tools we have. So we'll do our best to make the project as collaborative as possible. Hopefully, there are going to be some interesting collaborations going on with different background, area, geographical area, and let's see what's going on. I'm very excited as well. I'm going out to see if I have moments to reply. I'm gonna stay awake, till I almost trip over to answer to all the questions. And yeah, feel free to email me. Feel free to complete the survey so I can get in touch with you. And seeing the MOOC is going to activate it. Hopefully, if the videos are up, I'm going to upload them. I'm going to activate it. So thank you for being around. We have one person from Netherlands, one from Brazil, one from Russia, from India, one from the States, and one in the UK, but from Greece originally. So hi, bye to everybody. I'll see you around online, and feel free to ask questions anytime. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
So nice of you to do.
Cheers. Have a good one.